Before we begin, this story involves infidelity, but contains no explicit content. The focus is on empowerment and rebuilding. If you're in a similar situation, please seek support. You know that moment when your whole marriage flashes before your eyes? For me, it happened in a Chuck E. Cheese parking lot, while holding a receipt for 2 dinners I never ate. The first time I noticed something was wrong, I was making Mark's morning coffee, black with 2 sugars, just how he's taken it for 12 years. His phone buzzed on the counter, lighting up with a notification from someone named LS. The message preview read, "Last night was amazing." Before I could process it, his hand snatched the phone away so fast, he spilled the coffee. "Work contact," he said, wiping the mess with his sleeve. But his ears turned that telltale red they always did when he lied. I almost brushed it off, until later that night when our 6-year-old Emma looked up from her coloring book and asked, "Why did Daddy say he doesn't have a tattoo?" My stomach dropped. Mark got a tattoo last summer during his fishing trip with the guys. "What do you mean, baby?" She twirled her crayon. "The pretty lady at the park said, 'I love your tattoo' to Daddy yesterday, but he told her, 'Shh, it's a secret.'" She mimicked his finger-over-lips gesture perfectly. That's when I found myself standing in the garage at midnight, going through his gym bag. Beneath the sweaty clothes was a receipt for Antonio's, that fancy Italian place he always said was too expensive for date nights. The bill was for 2. The date was last Thursday, when he'd claimed to be working late. The kicker? The reservation name, Mr. Mrs. Smith. Our private joke from our honeymoon. I sat there on the concrete floor, staring at the receipt through tears, when another thought hit me. Why had his gym bag smelled like lavender body wash when he only ever used Irish Spring? I waited until Mark was asleep that night, his phone clutched in his hand like a security blanket. The glow of the screen lit up his face, the same face that had kissed me goodbye that morning. Now, all I could see was a stranger. I grabbed my laptop and logged into our shared phone plan. The call history hit me like a punch to the gut. 87 calls to one unlabeled number last month. Late-night texts sent at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., times he claimed he was asleep. A 45-minute call on our anniversary while he was stuck in traffic. My hands shook as I scrolled. Then a small voice from the doorway made me jump. "Mommy!" Emma stood there rubbing her eyes. "Why are you crying?" I wiped my face quickly. "Just tired, baby. Go back to bed." But she climbed into my lap instead, her tiny fingers pointing at the screen. "That's Daddy's friend Lisa." My breath caught. "Who's Lisa, sweetie?" Emma yawned. "She gives me ice cream when Daddy has work meetings. She has a dog named Charlie. Work meetings. At Lisa's house. With ice cream for our daughter." I pulled up Instagram, typing in Lisa and our city name. The third profile that popped up was a blonde woman with a golden retriever in her profile pic. And there, in her followers list, a private account under the name M. Johnson 22. Mark's middle name was Robert. I clicked on the tagged photos. My blood ran cold. There they were, smiling at a brewery, hiking a trail we'd talked about visiting, a selfie in front of a boutique hotel, the Willow Inn, dated 2 weeks ago, when Mark had supposedly been at a work conference. The worst part? The caption, "When you finally find someone who truly gets you." I closed the laptop before Emma could see. But I wasn't done digging. I spent 3 nights crafting the perfect fake profile. Jessica Williams, a 28-year-old wedding planner with a bright smile and 0 mutual connections. My hands shook as I sent Lisa the first message. "OMG, just saw your pics at the Willow Inn. My clients are getting married there next month. Any tips?" She replied instantly. "The balcony suites are amazing for romantic surprises. My boyfriend booked one for our anniversary last week." My stomach twisted as she attached a selfie, Mark's arm around her waist, the same silver watch I'd given him last Christmas gleaming on his wrist. I typed back, "Wait, is that Mark Johnson? I think we went to high school together." The typing bubbles appeared, disappeared, reappeared. Then, "Small world. But he told me you two were separated?" The screen blurred as my vision tunneled. I forced myself to keep playing dumb. "Haha, what? We literally had dinner together last night." Lisa's response changed everything. "Excuse me? He told me you've been living apart since January. He pays your rent out of guilt." I nearly dropped my phone. January was when I'd been bedridden with pneumonia, when Mark had worked late every night, but always came home smelling like lavender. That's when my family tracking app pinged. Mark's location popped up at the Willow Inn. Again. I did two things simultaneously. 1. Screenshotted Lisa's messages. 2. Sent them to Mark with the caption. 3. Guess Jessica Williams just became your worst nightmare. His read receipt appeared. Then nothing. 20 minutes later, Lisa messaged again, this time livid. "You're married?" He just confessed everything, blocking him and changing my number. "I'm so sorry." I stared at the screen, equal parts vindicated and hollow. The trap had worked. But now what? I didn't scream, didn't throw things. That night, while Mark slept on the couch, claiming he had a migraine, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and did something far more dangerous. I got strategic. First strike, the social media bomb. At exactly 8:15 a.m., when his entire family would be online, I posted every screenshot to his Facebook. The hotel selfies with Lisa, her messages exposing his lies, the receipt for 2 at Antonio's, the caption, just 4 words. "Happy anniversary to us." Then I tagged his mother, who'd called me the daughter she never had, his pastor from the church where he taught Sunday school, the HR director at his corporate job. Second strike, the financial guillotine. While his phone exploded with notifications, I canceled our joint credit cards, discovering $3,287 spent on business expenses, aka Lisa's spa days. Transferred half our savings to a new account, changed the Netflix password. Petty? Yes. Satisfying? Absolutely. Third strike, the mic drop. At Sunday's family BBQ, our daughter, completely unprompted, handed Mark a crayon-smeared Father's Day card. "To Dad Nur too, because Lisa said you have another family now." The way his face crumpled? Priceless. Lisa had already blocked him. His boss called an urgent meeting, and as he stood there holding that card, I finally spoke the words I'd practiced in the mirror for days. "Pack a bag. You've been sleeping at Lisa's anyway." 3 months after Mark moved out, I got a text from an unknown number. "You were right about him. Coffee?" Lisa sat across from me at the same cafe where she'd met Mark for their secret dates. Up close, she looked younger and more tired than her Instagram photos. "He lied to both of us," she said, sliding over a stack of printed emails. Turns out I wasn't the only one. The emails revealed a second mistress, his college ex who thought she was the only one, a secret credit card maxed out on dating apps and hotel rooms, a fake LinkedIn profile listing him as single. But the real kicker? Lisa handed me a USB drive. "Security footage from the Willow Inn," she said. "Turns out he was using your rewards points for their free champagne." I laughed so hard I cried. Meanwhile, Mark's life unraveled beautifully. His job restructured him out after the HR meeting. His church quietly removed him from volunteer work. Even his bowling team voted him out. "We have standards," their captain told me. The final scene? A year later, my TikTok about rebuilding after betrayal went viral. In the comments, a single dad named Ryan wrote, "My ex cheated too. Want to grab coffee and compare revenge stories?" Our first date was at Antonio's. I paid, with Mark's leftover rewards points. As for Mark, last I heard, he's living in a studio apartment, with a roommate who also caught him cheating. Final line. Funny how life works. The man who swore he needed space ended up with exactly that, just not the way he planned.